Welcome everybody to the this edition of Markonomics 101 presents Whoote. And today's show is called Follow the Money, the COVID edition. And we're going to solve some mysteries for you. One of which is, how the hell do people breathe through these things? Off there. But we're going to solve some mysteries today through charts. They tell an incredible story that you're just going to love. So be informed, not misled. Don't watch cable news. It's the leading cause of mental illness. And let's have some truth here. This is the place for education, information without fabrication. Markonomics 101, Whoote. Here we go. All right. First of all, we start off with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now, one of the things you're going to see today, a lot of, is this little blue arrow. Why did I put it there? Because look at the time that every one of these indices took off just before the election, October 29th or 30th. Okay, so big money actually ran ahead of some things that we're seeing today. That's what we're going to show you. Dow still looks healthy, but what I want to show you is that the blue arrow, we're going to see a lot of those. So let's keep going. So this is the NASDAQ right here. It's kind of looks like it's breaking out, but it's not really showing great, relative strength. It's still positive, but not really like flying away like some of the other things are. Small cap index flying away. We've shown you that one before. Here we go. Standard & Poor's again, October 29th, October 30th. Big things start to happen in the market. They anticipate the election. Transportation Index too. How did big money know? I mean, airlines are bleeding money, bleeding cash, yet the stocks are going up. Why is that? Because this has nothing to do with the current situation. This has to do with what investors expect. And I'd say that big money is telling us that things are going to happen here. Here's another one that's really critical is the dollar. The dollar continues to make new lows. This is one of the few things that are red that you're going to see in this whole presentation here today, but it's really explaining an awful lot of what's going on here, the dollar, okay? So Bitcoin explains a lot too. This is called the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. It's a way to own Bitcoin indirectly without the hacking loss. It's kind of like an ETF. The Winklevoss brothers run it. They're probably going to end up being richer than Mark Zuckerberg at the rate this is going. But this is really telling you that the dollar and all things dollar denominated are not good, not healthy, to be avoided. All right. So this is the 10-year Treasury, again, approaching the 1% range. Now, that's not that important, except for the fact that, 1% to, say, 2%, that's doubling. So we've already gone from, like, under 50 basis points up to 1%. That's like doubling the interest rate. So all of a sudden, you can have huge moves and huge distortions when this happens. So the 30-year, same thing. This looks like it's actually going to break out to me. And it looks like if this starts happening, things get out of the Fed's control, and that's not really good. So, these are junk bonds right here, high yield corporates, high yield grade bonds, off to new highs. And again, this doesn't happen when the economy is about to fall off a cliff. Now, to me, it looks like it's non-existent, but no, big money is telling you either it's imminent or it's sooner than you think, because it sure as hell is everywhere. This is the copper fund right here. Look at that, just flying away. Copper is probably as indicative of the economy as anything else. It's called Dr. Copper for a reason. And I don't know what that reason is. I think maybe it has a PhD in something, but I don't know. Maybe philosophy or something like that. But in any event, flying away again. And again, notice the timing of this. Gold is still looking good, even though it's had a long consolidation period here. I kind of am frustrated it hasn't taken off yet, but I think it will. And I think it's still in a positive consolidation. So this is still a really good value here. And this is a really good time to get in, at least in my opinion here. And we're going to show you some of the better companies toward the end here to look at. Silver looks really good to me too. This looks like it's about to break out. Some of the miners look like they're about to break out, or they have. So this looks like it's imminent, actually. Platinum just running away. I mean, up and away, my beautiful, my little beautiful bubble there, my beautiful green bubble. West Texas Intermediate, oil, starting to break out. A lot of it has to do with, the dollar breaking down more than anything else. I mean, I don't know, the demand is all that up especially during a lockdown, while Oh, God. Bank index looks the same. Look at the timing. Isn't that interesting? That runs through all the charts today. They all of a sudden they just suddenly had this change of sentiment right before the election. I'm not quite sure what to make of it exactly, but I find it really interesting. The Biotechnology Index, here's some of the follow the money. These are COVID winners right here. Like my friends back here in the lab, get out of my way. These guys are going to try to make as much money from, I know what you're up to. So these guys are going to try to make as much money from you as they can by sticking a needle in your arm. No, you are not going to stick a needle in my arm. Okay? You got that? Good. All right, let's go on. All right. So this is the drug index right here. This is big pharma. Yeah, they do pretty well too. As you can tell, they're obviously very happy. They're making new highs. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. Let's see if we can solve this mystery like Sherlock Holmes. I wonder why. I'm so stumped. Anyway, if you can come up with a theory, let me know. So here we go. This is a semiconductor index. This is really economically sensitive. This is flying away. There's just no doubt here that either very soon or at some point we are going to have an economy flying away. I don't believe it to be the case at the moment. I don't see any evidence of it. I can't leave my house, basically. This is the airline index. Again, look at the timing of this thing breaking out, and people are not flying more. So again, this is anticipatory, and how the market is saying with huge amounts of conviction that this is coming down the pike. So, just be prepared for that, is all I have to say, because it's, rarely wrong when it's this much in alignment. This is a broker-dealer index. Now, why are these guys happy? Notice the blue arrow in the timing. Well, it turns out that DoorDash, Airbnb, and a number of actually very high-valued IPOs are coming this fall. So all of a sudden, the broker-dealer index is looking really good because they got a lot of new product to work on. And how did that all happen? So here we go. This is Apple. Apple barely breaking out, but looking positive. This is Aurora Cannabis. We've talked about it in the past. Still looking like this is still a good buy here. Still looking good. The whole cannabis sector, don't fear the reefers. We talked about before, but this is really looking like a good sector here. And these things are not at reasonable valuations. They're not at nosebleeds anymore. All right, so Amazon. I've gone from a red to a green on this. It looks like a triangle to me. It looks like it might break up, but it's still uncertain. This would be the kind of place, if you really love this company, this is where you'd get in and you'd have a really nice tight stop limit. So this is actually a good entry point for a long or a short, and depending on which way it breaks. So it might be an interesting play at some point. This is Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene is, one of the big silver miners. Look at what a nice pattern that is. I mean, that's still a nice pattern, holding right near its highs. Love it. And you know what else? Look at where Coeur d'Alene is. If you look at a monthly 20-year chart, this thing has barely budged. It was trading at 70 not too long ago. It's still at $7 or $8 right now, and you have so much potential upside in this, especially as silver continues higher. So that's why I wanted to show you sort of the the long term versus the short term. This is Canopy Growth. This is the premier marijuana company. Again, 30% owned by Constellation Brands. The legalization of marijuana is already being talked about. The Biden-Harris administration. These two broke out just before the election, or several days before. Big money was betting on something. That's what it looks like to me. Who knows? Costco, retailer, near its highs. Again, another sign of an economy that is not apparent to me, or maybe to you, but apparent to investors with their wallets. So, I show it to you for that reason. CVS, look at this. They're apparently going to be huge in the rollout of this new vaccine that my friends back here are preparing. I think I might spit in one of their test tubes. What do you think? Get out of here. Anyway, so let's go back to the chart. CVS, if you notice right here, this thing just soared days before the election. Did they really know that this thing was coming down the pike just like this? I mean, that's I don't know how to describe it other than that. So El Dorado Gold looking really good, still in an uptrend, close to its highs. I bring you this because this is a really good one, and also we can compare you to its 20-year chart and look how much further this company could go. Long-term hold. So it's barely started, and that's why we like it so much. Ford Motor. I don't understand what is driving companies like this higher. This has been going higher for a long time. So somehow the marketplace believed either that it overcorrected or that there was going to be some kind of a renaissance of economic activity that we don't see yet. Again, Facebook still looking good, probably breaks out to the top, but I don't really know. This one, I'd still rate it as a plus here. Everything looks like a plus. That's what's so scary. This again is Fiat Chrysler. Again, look at where it accelerates. Right, beginning, everything that moves together just at that moment, and a new theme takes over. Really fascinating how that happened. This is Freeport Copper. Again, the biggest copper producer. Look at this thing going parabolic. Incredible. General Motors, also a stodgy old company. Incredible. Just it's been rallying like crazy. Google, new high. Incredible. And here we go. HCA Healthcare. This is formerly known as Hospital Corp of America. Notice all these COVID cases that we're going to help with our vaccine here are also benefiting them and other hospital networks too. This is a follow the money, Hospital Corp of America. God bless you. Hecla Mining, a silver mining stock that we love, looks really good here in this triangle. This one's interesting. Look at this. This one's called IPO. This is an ETF of like IPOs or recent IPOs. And look at where this one also bottomed. As if they knew that somehow all of this was going to come down and we were going to have IPOs announced for, DoorDash, Airbnb, and a bunch of others before the end of the year in this mad rush to get capital. Really pretty amazing. Nordstrom, look at this one. Nordstrom, look at how this thing just went crazy in the last month. What the hell happened? Again, anticipatory. That's all there is to it right there. Microsoft, I'd put this in a triangle. It looks like it's going to break positive. It's still kind of neutral. It needs to go with the market. I give it slight positive odds of doing that. Netflix too, slightly positive odds. Qualcomm, why did I put this in there this time? Because this is a 5G winner. They make chips for 5G phones. Look at when this thing again accelerated, though it's been going up all year. But 5G is coming. This is one of the the leading companies that's going to benefit from that whole trend. But Tilray, third marijuana company. I love this one. This one looks like it's taken off. This thing has been as high as $300 before. It can go much higher. And if these guys would just take a little bit of it, maybe they could give up on this vaccine making here. And we're going to close out with Tesla. Tesla, why? Because it's not only a weed company but an auto company at the same time. Well, actually, Elon Musk is a weed guy, but this is supposedly an auto company and a technology company and a ride-sharing company and it's a whole bunch of things. But in any event, it's still looking like a positive chart. This is all fantasy land to me, but you got to go with where the money is. In any event, that's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe. Give us your comments. Send in any questions that you may have. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.